Hi, it's Alex from laughingplace.com here today with an unboxing video with a special product release from Hasbro, and this was sent to us by Hasbro for the purposes of review, so I'm excited to see what's inside. I know that it's something Star Wars related, but other than that I'm not too familiar with what we're about to see. Alright, right inside is our kind of description of what we're looking at. These are products from Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures. This is a new effort from Lucasfilm to get kids more interested in Star Wars in a more kid-friendly way. Obviously, the films are a little bit dark, not great for like preschool ages. I happen to work at a preschool as my day job, and so I know that all of the kids know who the Star Wars characters are because they all have parents and siblings who have either read the story to them or they watched somebody play the Lego Star Wars game. And so it's funny how much they know. They know the relationships, they know the characters, but they're really not ready to see the films yet. So this is a toy line that's really aimed at them, but what's really interesting, I mean, the packaging's really cool, but what's interesting is that the action figures actually look to me very similar to the action figures that my older brother played with. My brother was born in '82, and he had the original run, some of the original Return of the Jedi toys, plus a lot of the Kenner and Hasbro toys that came out throughout the '90s. So these almost look like those figures repackaged. I do like this packaging a lot, though. This is really cool. Obviously, it has these more cartoony style versions of the characters, which would be from those web series that it's called Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures. So it's all in this same line. We've got Yoda, Han Solo, we've got an Imperial Stormtrooper, and Princess Leia, who's in her Hoth outfit. And it's my understanding that these four are actually from Wave 2. Wave 1 looks like it's underneath here. We have Luke Skywalker, and I believe that's what he wears at the end of Empire when he gets his hand, so that'll be interesting. Doesn't look like, yeah, actually he's got the robot hand. Maybe this is also Return of the Jedi, but he's got a darker hand. Right there we've got R2-D2. It's interesting that C-3PO is in the packaging there, on the packaging, but this is just R2 as a droid. Would obviously make sense for C-3PO to maybe be part of Wave 3, if there is such a thing. And then here is Darth Vader, and the last character in the set is the big Wookiee himself, Chewbacca. Now the top of the packaging says that it includes a Galaxy's miniest comic, so it'd be interesting to see how small that is, what it looks like. Obviously this isn't that big, it's just an action figure size tube. And then it's really nice the way all of the artwork is done. I like that there's a big cartoony picture of the characters. Then it gives you a description of each of the characters as well. So obviously these toys would be a great way to introduce kids who are a little too young to watch Star Wars, or maybe they're young enough for elements of it. Maybe you've watched clips or bits and pieces, but they're just not ready for the whole thing, or it doesn't capture their attention span yet. So this is a great way to introduce them to the galaxy far, far away that we all love so much. Let's take them out of the packaging and see what's underneath. I normally fast forward through the packaging, but I just want to show you how easy these are to open. There's just a little bit of tape on the bottom. You pop that off, and then you can slide the entire thing out. And then the comic is on the back there. Oops, lost that. And so this is the size of the comic. It does have some small comic artwork. There is reading involved, and it is tiny font. So certainly the younger kids won't be able to read this on their own. It might not even hold their attention span, but certainly for some of you adult collectibles, this is probably really exciting for you. And then the figures themselves, you just kind of pop them out of the packaging. There's no straps or restraints. There is Darth Vader. He obviously comes with his red lightsaber. That has a little bit of tape helping it to stay in. I don't know if you can even see that, but there that is. Obviously that clips right into his hands. And then it is that same kind of rubbery cape that I remember from the Darth Vader toys from the '90s. So all of that is still very much the same. Points of articulation, it looks like he is bendable at just the elbow and the hip joints, no knee or, the shoulder and the hips, no knee or shoulder or elbow action, I can't speak, and then head pivots as well. So just those points of articulation for the Darth Vader figure. I'm assuming that's going to be consistent for the rest of them. Let's open the rest and see what they look like. Here they are with their comics. Now, I was quite impressed that all of them seem to come with some sort of accessory. For Han, Chewie, Leia, and the Stormtrooper, it's actually a blaster. Chewie, actually, I'm wrong. That's his crossbow. But yeah, I was really surprised to see that, just because these are aimed at a younger audience. I did notice on the packaging it does say ages 3 and up, so these aren't really aimed at super young kids. There's obviously choking hazards, but these are aimed at younger kids, so all of them, it's just the couple points of articulation, not too much there. But Han Solo even has a part in his leg where you could pop that blaster, so there's a little holster for that. For it in there, which is pretty interesting. Leia's got hers. Now, Luke, Yoda, and Darth Vader all have their lightsabers. And what I found is the humanoid characters are the hardest ones to stand up. Darth Vader is easy because of the cape. Stormtrooper's pretty solid. Chewbacca, R2, and Yoda all have pretty flat bottoms. But the other ones, their feet are so kind of narrow, and because their knees don't bend, it's really hard to position them in such a way that they will actually stand. But that aside, the kids who these are intended for aren't going to care so much about trying to stand them all up, and they could certainly prop them against the wall just like you used to do when you were a kid. R2 does have an accessory as well. They don't really clip on, but they're these little blasters, and you can take those off quite easily, so if you want them to just be rolling around, but you could pretend that he is trying to blast himself off and fly away. So there's that there. All of the comics are lined up down here, and they're all a different story centered around those characters, and the artwork's all really nice. It is all follow kind of the theme of this younger Galaxy of Adventures style. And again, there is text, so depending on the reading level of your kids, this might be hard for them, especially because the text bubbles are quite small. But you could certainly share the story with them or just go frame by frame explaining what's happening and give them a little bit more information about the heroes of the galaxy that they're starting to learn about and play with. This is a great toy line. I'm really excited that this is here. Again, I think there's a lot of room for expansion. Certainly C-3PO is obviously missing from this set. They've really scratched the surface of the original trilogy here so far. You could obviously do different forms of the different characters, but also I'm sure kids would be excited about characters from the prequels, characters from the new Disney trilogy. There's Solo, Rogue One, and then Clone Wars. There was all the animated series. There's so much Star Wars content that could be harvested for this action figure line. I'm excited about this toy line. I hope you are too. Hasbro has let us know that you can find these in stores right now at Walmart and a few other retailers. I'll be going to Toy Fair in a couple weeks, and I'm excited to see Hasbro learn a little bit more about potentially the future of this collection of Star Wars toys, but also all the other products that Hasbro has from Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney. It's always a great time at Toy Fair, and be sure to check out laughingplace.com for all the coverage. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give us that thumbs down, and I'll cry about it. You can also follow us here on YouTube. Laughing Place is also available on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, laughingplace.com. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.